frick. Hello, incredible people. Not even looking at the camera. How's it going? Oh my God. Day 24 was an absolute win. 23 was a low. You guys know, you watched the video yesterday, 23 was a low. But 24, day 24, what a day. As you can see, I'm still dressed in my London gear. Whenever you see me in this outfit, by the way, it means I have escaped. I have found a way to leave my den. I found a way out of my office, out of my cave, and I have made it out into the wilderness. Most of the time, it's London. Okay? Whenever you see me in this outfit. Now, as you guys know, today I had a meeting in London. I was in Knightsbridge today and meeting an investor for Finders Force, and the meeting went absolutely incredibly freaking well. It went so freaking well that I said to myself, you know what? I'll update my peoples on the Go channel. I'll update you guys as soon as I get back and I start setting up. One second, this could make a really bad noise. These chairs are crazy. I apologize. Anyway, so I said to myself, yeah, so obviously I got to update you guys anyway about how the meeting went. So I'll update you guys as soon as I get back and I'm setting up the set for the recording today. I will update you guys and let you guys know how it went. So yeah, oh my God. The meeting went so well. The investor really looked at what we were doing, because we're launching in one industry, obviously in traffic management. And he looked at what we're doing and was like, you're launching in such a small industry. You're launching, this is like a lab rat test, what you're doing. This is you're launching in such a small industry. This is you're basically testing it, toying with it. What you're doing has global potential. I already know that it has global potential, of course. But he goes, what you're doing is global. What you're doing is massive. The speed at which you take this type of industries will determine your success. And I'm like, yeah, 100%. He was spot on. So he saw the vision. He saw the potential of the app and what we're doing, and he was impressed. So we got on really well. We connected really well. His energy is incredible. I don't know. Luckily, I wasn't coughing throughout the meeting. But we met at a really great location. We actually met at a luxury hotel he had just finished building. I think he finished it about 11 months ago. So that was incredible. The decor, everything in Knightsbridge, oh my God, it was unbelievable. So let me plug in my laptop charger for you guys. Oh my God. So yeah, the meeting went extremely well. The investor really likes me, which is great. It's all about creating that connection. Hopefully you're on the same page. Hopefully we have the same energy and we vibe and we align in the same way. And we do, which is incredible. So we're going to be meeting next week. He really wants to see where he can use the app in his industry and in his space. That's what he wants to see. He wants to see how quickly can we pivot the app to another industry, trial it, and then move with speed. So that's all very interesting. And then of course, it seems that he's interested in future discussions about some kind of investment as well, which is phenomenal. If we can get revenue for the company, if we can get revenue, as in this investor takes us to an industry where we're revenuing, we can learn, we can revenue, we can build our team. And the goal is to take this to every industry anyway. This app will become humanity's workforce app. That's how big this is going to become. So if he already sees a massive opportunity with all of his experience to take it to another industry and execute, begin revenuing, learning the industry, and then also at the same time we're seconds away from launching in traffic management. If we can do both, which is, it looks like that's exactly what we're going to be doing, then this is a win, 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 win. It's so fascinating how the universe works. Yesterday, I got my ass handed to me, but we keep going. Today, I had an incredible meeting with an incredible individual who's achieved a lot and sees massive potential in what we're doing. And we just keep going. That's what's interesting about the universe. When you're down, you keep going. When you're up, you keep going. Especially when you visualize. So I was supposed to meet this investor on the 18th of December, 2024. So I've visualized meeting him. I've visualized the meeting going exceptionally well. I've visualized shaking his hand, getting on well with him, our values aligning. Because for me, as you know, it's about values and purpose, right? If that doesn't align, then we haven't got a chance in hell of working together. So I already visualized these things happening. So when it does happen, yes, you have the initial excitement, just like the initial buzz, but generally speaking, I've lived this moment. The moment I'm in right now, I've lived this moment. 18th of December, I've visualized it for about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Yeah, I've visualized this moment over 60 times. Me shaking his hand, presenting myself well, speaking about Finders Force, pitching the app, yeah, shaking his hand, finding out more about him. I've visualized this over and over again. So when it actually happens, I'm glad that it's taken place in a great way. And obviously life has its nuances, right? Like he also owns like over 50 buildings where he has all these grocery stores and barbershops, grocery stores, high street almost killed me that word. High street shops. He has like 50 plus of those. So I didn't expect that, for example, right? I didn't know that. So life throws its nuances and its different things that you can never really plan for, or you can never really visualize because you don't know where the journey will take you. But in general, I'm very happy, and I've thought about being in this moment for almost 2 months now. So now that I'm here, I'm very freaking happy, but also calm and like not subdued, but also quietly confident that I'm heading in the right direction. I know what I'm trying to achieve. I visualize this happening. Now it happened today. I'm meeting him again next week at the same place. 'Cause he wants to go through the app and test the app and see how it works in real time, which I'm so happy about. And we take it from there. Next steps. This is what it's like, by the way, when you have your purpose. I'm going to break this down in another video. When you're on purpose, when you have your vision, when you've envisioned things happening over and over again, you are not arrogant when it happens. It's not like you're arrogant and you're like, oh yeah, I knew it was going to happen. Like, I'm amazing. I knew it was going to happen. No, that's not the vibe. The vibe is you visualized having something so many times that when it finally happened, you celebrated that as well. Think about it, right? When I visualized shaking his hand, having the meeting, presenting myself in my best version of myself, being open and honest, transparent with him. Like when I visualized all of these things, I visualized celebrating the win, celebrating that we got on really well. I felt it, celebrating that we got on really well, celebrating that our values aligned and he's driven by similar things that I'm driven by. I already envisioned all of that. So I already envisioned celebrating that as well. So when it comes to it actually happening, imagine if you celebrate something over 100 times. The 101st time, which is when you actually then manifested it in reality, that 101st time isn't going to feel so like the first time because the novelty is worn off. So I'm still grateful and I'm still buzzed, but the novelty isn't the same because I've already had it playing on in my mind so many times. So then you have this quiet confidence about you, which you'll experience when you get to that level. You have this quiet confidence about you that you've smashed it and you've done really well. So we're set up. The camera's set up. I feel like the camera's a little bit bent, but I'm not too sure. I hope it's okay. I've got my microphone on. Let me adjust it a little bit. This is what happens when you set up. When you set up whilst talking to your people, things aren't 100%. But that's why I love this channel, because we do it good. We do it authentic here. So, how long has it been going? Almost 10 minutes. Jesus, okay. So that was the intro. What do I do now? Today's video, yes. Incredible. So that's the update basically. Anyway, today's video. Incredible. So, today's video, let's begin, okay? So let's begin as we normally do begin. Put this on mute so there's no sounds coming. Are you ready? Okay. So you're going to see me now get into my zone and then begin today's video. This is a luxury opportunity for you guys to see me get into my zone and then deliver. Jesus. All right, let's do this. I might take away this charger. I don't like this wire running down the middle of me. I'm such a diva. I'm not really. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. Anyway. Okay, so let's get into the video. For today, the topic, on the train back from London Euston, I got this video ready, planned everything out. So I'm very, very happy with the value we're going to drop today. So let's get into that. Okay. Have I got a question for you today? Why do you struggle to take risks? Why are you scared of risks? Why is it when something pops up that seems like an incredible opportunity, but you're not 100% sure, why do you find yourself shying away? Why do you find yourself looking at the opportunity and saying, I might let that one slide because it's too risky, it's too chancy, it's too maybe not for me, when deep down you know you want to do it, deep down you wish you could take the opportunity, but for some reason something is holding you back. Why is that? In fact, what is that? What is that thing holding you back? What is that thing making you scared of taking risk? And when I say taking risk, what I mean is leaving that job, leaving that toxic relationship, moving country, moving homes, changing career paths. What is it that makes you not take that leap? Asking someone to marry you, dumping someone. What is it about the opportunity? What is it that makes you say no? My name is Pierre Yamfam. This is Get Out of Your Way. And let's figure this one out together. But first, a little bit of accountability. Did I wake up on time this morning at 4:30 a.m.? And what is today's success principle? I will catch you in part 1, accountability. How was that? That was solid. Day 24, that was freaking, I thought that was okay. My ego's I'm a little bit egotistical, a little bit. I got a little bit ego flowing through me today. The meeting went so well, I'm just a little bit elated. But how was that? So this is the first time you've seen me talk to you normally in the camera, then get into my zone, deliver the intro, and still record and show you guys like what I'm like after the intro. Interesting. How, in the comments, let me know, how different am I when I'm in the zone and I'm actually speaking to you guys as part of the video compared to when I'm just chatting with you guys? How different am I? This is interesting. Anyway, the time, by the way, is 10:15 p.m. The trains were delayed. I've got back late and I'm a little bit buzzed. So apologies if I waffle a little bit, but I'm having a lot of fun in this video. The time is, we're 14 minutes in and we need to wrap this up quite quick because I've got to wake up at 4:30 a.m. tomorrow and the time is already 10:15, okay? So I'll catch you in part 1, accountability. Incredible. Nothing wrong with a 4:30 a.m. wake up. Looking good. So, success principle número 24. You know I'm doing Duolingo in Spanish, right? I've been doing it for about 800 days now, so I've got a little bit of Spanish in me now, do you know what I mean? I also lived there for a year when I was playing football, so that's why I chose Spanish. Anyway, Success Principle 24, day 24. Incredible. So for today, I want to speak to you guys very, very briefly about the success principle, which is in alignment with what I spoke to you about in the intro. I want to speak to you guys today about a success principle of visualization. Now, half of you just left the video because you think I'm going to speak about, law of attraction, manifestation, like all this. No, come back. Wait, how would you come back? If you already left the video, how would you come back? Well, you can't come back now. You left the video. But basically, those of you who are still here, don't go anywhere. This is not a manifestation, woo woo, wah wah, lippy, lippy, lappy, lappy thing. This is not what we're doing. No. I'm going to speak to you guys about true visualization. I'm going to speak to you guys about the type of visualization that not only makes things happen, but the type of visualization that you can formularize, which means you can turn it into a formula and use it on repeat and it works. I'm talking to you about the powerful stuff they don't teach you in the YouTube videos. Even though this is a YouTube video, you know what I'm talking about, okay? So, success principle number 24. Successful people visualize. We all know this. Athletes do it. High performers do it. Top salespeople do it. Successful people visualize. But what they don't teach you in the YouTube videos, what they don't teach you in the books and the movies and The Secret and stuff like that. Go watch The Secret, by the way. It's a decent intro into law of attraction and manifestation. But you need to do way more deeper research than this. So, successful people visualize, but that's not all they do. There is a big difference between the hoo-ha mainstream manifestation talk and the genuinely true visualization that successful people and the elite people do. There's a big difference. So I'm gonna give you maybe one or two hacks that these guys do. Number one, this is some deep stuff. Frick. This should be a breakdown video. Frick. Why am I doing this as a success principle? This will be a sick part 3 of the breakdown. I don't care. I'm gonna drop you guys a value here, and then we're gonna do it as a breakdown video as well. We're gonna go deeper into this. But success principle, day 24, success principle 24. Successful people visualize, but they don't do it in the way that you think they do it, which is the way you got taught on YouTube and all these books and stuff. There are multiple ways to enhance and magnify your ability to attract what it is that you want in your life. I use it, elite people use it. Those who know about it, I'm gonna teach you about it today. The first one of these things is the ability to visualize what you are doing with what you want to do and what you want to achieve, visualizing that with someone else in the room, preferably connected by holding hands or laying next to each other, but holding hands or connected in some way. If you have, the more people, the formula is very simple. The more people you have connected and in deep thought about one topic, one concept, one thing happening, the more power of the more magnetic power that idea will have to come into our plane of vibration, our universe, essentially. And the reason why that is because it's very simple. If you have one magnet trying to attract something towards it, or if you have 5,000 magnets trying to pull something towards it, obviously the one with, the scenario of 5,000 magnets will be more successful than the one with one magnet. So if you can get into a group of one, meaning you and someone else, or group of 5 or whatever, and you guys set a topic, set a concept that you want to attract. You could be in a team with your team at work and you want to win a client. So every morning for the next 14 days, when you're leading up to pitching to the client, every morning you spend 5 minutes, just stand in a circle, hold hands, and just think for 5 minutes, put on some nice calming music, which we'll get into in a second. but put on some nice calming music, um, some nice calming music, and Baroque music, Baroque, Baroque music, or put on just some nice music, and visualize winning the client. Visualize an incredible pitch. Visualize everyone remembering their parts of the pitch. Visualize the client being like visualize all the good stuff. Stand in a circle with a team of 6, 7 people. Visualize that for 14 days, and watch the effect. Watch what will happen, because what you're doing is you're magnifying and multiplying. I don't know. You're increasing the strength by magnitudes and by multiples, right? By having many people in the circle, and so that's something that elite people do. Elite people are conscious and spend time and seek opportunities to attract things in groups. That's why they have masterminds. That's why they have gatherings. That's why they live in the same area, because they understand that if they come together and focus on attracting this thing for their town, or this thing for their community, or this thing for their school where they send their children, or whatever they want to attract, they do it in groups. They're very powerful at doing it in groups and coming together and saying, "Hey, let's focus on this." Whilst poor-minded people are segregated, separated, and they don't even know the names of their neighbors. Look at the difference. Do you see? So that's hack number one. If you've got a partner, brilliant. Someone close to you, brilliant. A friend, brilliant. Connect with them, hold their hand, lay down with them, hold their hand, and visualize something that they want for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Visualize something that you want for 5, 10 minutes. 5 minutes is enough for now. You can build up later. Number one. Part two of Success Principle, day 24, Success Principle 24, is people think that visualization is all about the 5 minutes or the 10 minutes. It's not. Jesus Christ. Oh, we're about to go deep today. It's 10:20 p.m. So I can't get excited because this is one of my favorite topics. So I can't go too deep. But basically, people think, oh, I had a good visualization session today. Oh yeah, I meditated for 10 minutes. I thought about getting that promotion. Oh yeah, that promotion, yeah, I got that. I felt that. Oh yeah, it felt really good. Oh, I was buzzing in that meditation. I felt so brilliant. Okay. How long was that meditation for? 5 minutes. A 5-minute meditation. It was a bloody brilliant. Okay. And how did the rest of your day go? Oh, well, I'll tell you what, someone cut me off in traffic. They bloody cut me off in traffic. And then when I got to work, but even before I got cut off in traffic this morning, I woke up and I stubbed my toe. And I swore 400 times. And then, yeah, I got cut off in traffic on my way to work. And when I got to work, someone spilled a coffee on me. When they spilled a coffee on me, I went absolutely crazy. I'll tell you what, I told them about their life. I told them about what they should do. They should go get a bloody tea towel and dry me down and pat me down, and then go to M&S and buy me a bloody, a new shirt. So I got a new shirt, you know what I mean? And then when I went to the bathroom, I slipped and I banged my head and I banged my head. I had a terrible day today. I had a terrible day. Then lunch wasn't cooked properly. It was raw. The chicken was raw. I swear to God, they're trying to kill us in this office. And then by the end of the day, I made no sales. I made absolutely no sales. No one bought anything from me today. And I'm supposed to be the best salesman in the office, but that didn't happen. And then when I was driving home, I swear to God, that same car cut me the frick off. And when that car cut me off, I just couldn't hack it anymore. I got home, walked in through the door, closed the door, told my missus, hey, missus, where's dinner? Why isn't dinner ready? She shouted at me, I shouted at her, I kicked the cat, I went upstairs, I closed the door, stubbed my toe again, got into bed and I wept. I wept myself to sleep. It was an absolutely terrible day and I cried myself to sleep. But I tell you what though, that 5-minute meditation I had in the morning was absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. And that, my friends, is how most people visualize and attract. They spend 5 minutes in their meditation in absolute bliss. Then they spend the remaining 24 hours and 55 minutes in the lowest vibration known to humankind. And you wonder why your meditations aren't working. Let's do the maths. Shall we? If you're spending 99% of your time in the lowest of vibrations, and then you're spending 0.01% or 0.1% of your time in some of the highest vibrations, where do you think, just mathematically, let's not even get complex, just mathematically, where do you think you're going to end up? And then you have the audacity, you have the cheek, you have the chest to turn around to people like me and say, law of attraction doesn't work. I think I'm running out of tea. Anyway, part B, section 2, phase 2 of Success Principle 24, day 24 is be conscious of how you're spending the entirety of your day. Visualization, all visualization comes with what we call the gestation period. Gestation period is the amount of time it takes for an idea to manifest itself into reality. Everything on this earth has a gestation period. For example, women have in general a 9-month gestation period when giving birth. The concept's inside the mother's stomach, and it takes 9 months for that concept to become a living, like full-on baby. Okay, it takes 9 months. If I have an idea of building a hotel, the idea has got a gestation period. There's a time it will take for the idea to manifest. 3 years, 2 years, if it's a massive luxury hotel, right? What you need to focus on is once you've planted the idea, for example, the first meditation, when you're visualizing, once you've planted the idea, you need to ask yourself, what is my vibration during the gestation period? Because that will all have an effect on the speed at which it comes, the quality of it coming, how it comes, it affects it. Okay? That's the reason why, for example, I can have a crazy thought right now. Let's say, for example, I'm not attracting, but let's just say, for example, I was thinking about the whole world blowing up. The whole world's gonna blow up. Nope, didn't attract it. Why? Because that event is a massive event and it has a massive gestation period, right? Like, I don't know how long it will take me to be able to blow up the whole world. But between when I said that and now, even in 5 minutes time, I don't really want the world to blow up. So I'm not going to think about it again. So even though I sparked the idea in a parallel universe, in another dimension of vibration, although I sparked the idea, I've got little to zero pull power because throughout the gestation period of that potentially coming, I'm not thinking about that anymore. I'm not even, it's a joke, right? It's a joke what I'm saying. So that's not like, it's the highest probability that is not going to happen. It's not impossible, but it's the highest probability that's not going to happen. Do you see? So if I want something to happen, not only do I need to plant the idea in its initial case, in its initial form, but during the gestation period, which is how long it takes for it to come into my reality, I need to maintain as best as possible. You're going to have off days, you're going to have down days. But in general, you need to maintain and be in a high vibration of bliss, oneness, elation, happiness, high vibration. You need to be in these vibrations. Okay. And when I do this in the breakdown, like I'll do a whole video on this and I'll show you guys my screensaver. Actually, it's actually my screensaver. So I'll show you guys the different energy levels and where you should be, the different levels of consciousness and where you should be spending most of your time. Incredible. So let me round that up. Let me summarize that for you. Day 24, Success Principle 24. Successful people visualize in groups as much as they can because it magnetizes their pull power, it magnetizes their attraction power. Try and visualize what you want in groups, you and someone else, or the more people, the better. And once you do that visualization, spend your time in a high vibration. If you don't, you will adversely affect the pull power you have of manifesting what you want. Gestation period requires, as best as possible, a beautiful energy throughout the time it's coming towards you. Think about that. God damn, we are at 30 minutes basically, and I haven't even started the breakdown. It's 10:27. Frick. Okay, I need to make a decision. I really want to do this topic with you guys today. Oh, frick. I'm gonna do 10 minutes. I'll do 10 minutes. Oh, frick. I'll do 10 minutes with you, I promise. Okay? Because I have already done the intro of why are we so afraid to take risks. So I'm gonna do it. I'll catch you in part 3, the breakdown. But we're not doing part 4, the blueprint. I'll have to cancel it. It's too late. I came back from London too late. But we'll do part 4, the blueprint, tomorrow, where you'll get your Google Calendar. Okay. Welcome back to part 3, the breakdown. Why are you so scared of taking risks? We're gonna break this one down today. We're gonna chop this one, dice it up. We're gonna get this one going in a very short period of time because I need my sleep. I need something. I need sleep. Like, really, I just need sleep. So let's get into this, okay? So, part 3, the breakdown. Why are you so afraid of risk? Okay. So, as you guys know, we like to start with the problem, understanding the problem, and then going straight to the solution. And I'm gonna be concise, okay? Because I genuinely need to sleep. So I'm gonna be concise. I'm gonna get straight to the goods, like I normally do anyway. But I may not tell so many stories in this video, okay? I'm gonna keep it. I may just take one example or something like that. Okay. So let's begin with I've got a hair in my mouth. What the heck? Got freaking hair in my mouth. Anyway, don't know where that came. I think that came from my coat. My coat's got all these like nice furry things on it. Anyway, so part 3, the breakdown. So understanding the problem. Got a freaking away allergy. I don't know what the frick just happened. Anyway, okay, I'm back. So, when it comes to understanding the problem, we need to begin, and with most things, when it comes to getting out of your own way, a lot of these issues come from evolutionary biology, right? Evolutionary psychology, and this one's also similar. It has never really, for the longest time, bearing in mind we've only changed our life over the past 300-400 years drastically, right? But in general, in caveman times, on the savannah, those times, we've done a very good job of avoiding risk. Simple. So don't beat yourself down. Don't beat yourself up. Don't say, oh, why can't I take risks like Pierre or like freaking Elon Musk or Alan Sugar or Zuckerberg? Don't worry about why you're not taking risks like us. First of all, let's focus on the fact that all of our brains are designed not to take risks. That's what kept us alive for thousands of years. You're not doing anything wrong, okay? So don't beat yourself up. First and foremost, evolutionary psychology, evolutionary biology, we've passed on these genes of not taking risks because that's what's kept us alive. We're not designed to take risks, we're designed to stay alive, okay? So get that out of the way first and foremost. Secondary, the second part of this problem that we now have, but also as a result, bear in mind that because it was at a time where there was lions everywhere and taking risks was freaking stupid, we still use that part of our brain, the amygdala, the danger zone, all those parts of our brains we're still using in today's age, even though there's no more lions, right? So that's why you're still acting that same way, because we've upgraded our hardware. Hardware means the house we live in is now a beautiful house. It's not like straw or whatever. The car the way we transport ourselves now with cars rather than horseback or walking thousands of miles. So our hardware, the things we have around us, has upgraded drastically. It's ridiculous. I'm currently recording to you through a mobile phone. The hardware is a joke. But the software, which is our operating system, meaning our brains, has not developed that much at all. Practically not at all. It's a bit peak. We're still using the same software from back then, okay? So look at it that way. That's why you're still acting in this way of not taking risks, number one. It's okay. We have solutions. Solutions are coming up, so don't worry. But anyway, let's get back to the problem. The second problem is in your childhood. If you are petrified of taking risk, if you are shunning it, always running away from it, whatever, something that may have happened to you, which you may not have remembered, or something that may have happened to you that you do remember, a lot of people have this issue, so I'll say this one first, is that in your childhood, you may have attempted to take a risk. You may have attempted to do something like cook, I don't know, bake a cake without telling your parents, or um, start a lemonade stand, or you may have done something. It doesn't, the examples, you know what example, if this resonates for you, you know what example works for you, right? But essentially, you took a risk when you were younger, especially if it was before the age of 7 or 8 years old. But really, any age below, 12, 13, 14, it would have the same impact, similar impact. But really, yeah, between 1 and 7 is a really dangerous zone. So you took a risk, and someone you looked up to, someone who's probably in charge of you, in charge of your care, they treated your risk, they handled the risk you took, they educated you in a certain way, which may have been quite judgmental, may have been quite negative, may have been quite, putting you down and almost telling you off for taking the risk. If you have not addressed that scenario, if you have not done the work on telling your inner child that it is okay for you to take risks, if you haven't addressed that and looked into that, that could be what's holding you back from taking risks. Does that make sense? That could be exactly what's holding you back, because your subconscious mind and your superconscious mind is still playing that script, right? Go research Paul McKenna. Go research Marissa Peer. Go research Dr. Sali. Oh, frick, keep forgetting the name. Shafali. I think it's Dr. Shafali. I think type in Dr. Shafali as well. Research these people. They will tell you about the power of the record that we're playing to ourselves, which was actually imprinted from our childhood. Okay, think about that. Now, that's now in your childhood. Now, fast forward to your adulthood, or even to your teenage years at school, right? School, high school. When it comes to school and high school, even this by itself is a whole video. But basically, in this environment, we are not taught how to take a risk. We are not taught how to ask questions. We are not taught how to think. The government think it's more important for us to learn where Australia is on a map and be able to follow instructions and do repetitive tasks, because they need foot soldiers for factories and places of work. So they coach us and teach us in that frame of mind. And in that frame of mind, at a factory, I don't need you taking risks. At a factory, I need you to know how to screw the bolt onto the car and keep it moving down the assembly line. Risk is not a valuable asset to me. I need you to do your job and do it over and over again until you're 60, 5 years old, and you get your pension. I think it's 69 now in the UK, but you get your pension. That's all I need you to do. Nothing more, nothing less, just do that. And so if I need you to do that, why am I teaching you about risk? Why am I teaching you about curiosity? Why am I getting you to use the right side of your brain? I don't need you to use the right side of your brain, creativity. I need you to use the left side of your brain and just stick to doing the thing in the black and white way that I've shown you over and over again. What a sad life. Don't worry, we're here to fix things. So I'm just getting a little bit tired. But keep the energy up, right? We got this. So my chest is hurting me a little bit here. Okay, so these are the problems of your fear of risk. Number one, it's evolutionary baked into your head. Number two, you may have had a traumatic experience when you were a child where you tried to take risk, it didn't work out, which isn't a problem. That's not the problem. The problem is whoever was in your charge, how they dealt with you at that vulnerable time, how they dealt with you has defined your whole life when it comes to taking risk. And then when it comes to school and work, where we spend 90% of our time, our waking hours, 80% of our waking hours, we are taught to follow instructions and do what it says on the tin and not take risks. That's why most of the world That's why only 1% of us, the elite, that's why we change the world and we do things different. Like, that's why it's only a small group of people that change the world and own all the wealth, because we take risks. We have found a way to be divergent and bring ourselves out of that status quo. And that's what this video is going to do to help you today. If more people knew this, the world would be changed by more percentages of humanity. But it's not. It's like 0.1% of humanity changes the world and makes the world, really makes a massive impact in making the world a better place. So let's get more of you. Let's get more of you guys doing this. Okay. So the solution. Now, solution number one is something I learned from one of my mentors in Australia. So one of my mentors in Australia, he taught me about this concept called Edward de Bono's 6 thinking hats. And I can never remember all of them, but I'll try. But you have logic, you have emotion, you have caution, 3, you have creativity, you have logic, emotion, caution, creativity. And I can't remember the other 2. What are they now? Positives and process. Yeah. What are the positives and what are the process? What is the process needed for this idea? Yeah. So those are the 6 thinking hats. Edward de Bono's 6 thinking hats. Let's go again. Logic, emotion, caution, creativity, process, and positivity. Okay. So these 6 hats he taught me that when you are faced with a challenge, when you're faced with a situation, a scenario, put on these 6 thinking hats, one hat at a time. So first of all, you want to look at the risks that you want to take that looks interesting to you, but you're probably not going to do it. You want to look at the situation from a place of logic. Logically, what is this opportunity presenting to me? Then you want to look at this opportunity, like logically, then you want to look at this opportunity and say, okay, emotionally, when it comes to emotions, how do I feel about this? What's my gut telling me? What's my emotions telling me? Am I vibing with this, or does something feel off? Okay. Then what is caution telling me? So for caution, what you want to do is you want to look at, that's the risk side. What are the risks? What are the risks with this? Okay. Then you can flip that into positivity. So for example, what are the positives about this? Okay, you've got caution, risk, then you've got positives, pros and cons. Then you want to look at the process. What is the process? If I was actually to do this, what would be the process? Let's map out the steps to get this thing done if I actually want to do this. And then last but not least, you want to look at creativity, right? So creativity is, if I was to do this thing in the most Pierre Yamfam way, I'm joking, I can't use my name like that. But if I were to do this in the most creative way, how would I tackle it? How would I do it, right? And that gets you to think outside of the box. That gets you to think that there is no box. That gets you to think that I'm just in the space to find out what I can do and how I can deal with this. It's very different to be in the box, trust me, right? So my mentor in Australia taught me that, and that was phenomenal because it really helps me to look at situations from various different angles, especially because humans naturally tend to look at things from one dimension. Some people are very logical, some people are very creative. But when you have this approach, and this is the purpose of Edward de Bono's 6 thinking hats, when you have this approach, it pulls you into the 360 degrees of what a situation actually is. This will help you take risks because it will make more sense. Fear of risk is fear of the unknown. So when you plan better about what this situation is, it takes away a lot of the unknowns and you take the chance, you take the opportunity. And just as a side note, try to not look at it as, oh, should I take this risk? That's not positive bias language. Say, should I take this opportunity or not? Take it, take the opportunity, or don't take the opportunity. Don't say, should I take the risk or should I not take the risk? That's not good. Okay. Now, the second thing I want you to do for the solution is I want you to ask yourself a very important question. I want you to ask yourself, this is part two of the solution. And it's part of the Bono's hats, really, but it's one of the questions you may ask. But I want to separate it and make it very clear. Part two is I want you to ask yourself, what is the worst? The worst thing that could happen if I take this opportunity and it goes wrong. I'll keep using the word risk for now because that's the theme of the video, but I want you to start using the word opportunity. If I take this risk, what is the worst thing? I'm talking the worst. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't try and hide it. Just be honest with yourself. What is the worst thing that could happen? Write it down. Look at it. Look at it. When you look at it, ask yourself, if that happened to me, would I still survive? Would I be okay? Am I willing to go through whatever that worst thing is? Am I willing to go through that for the benefit of the upside? What this could be, what this could become. Am I willing to take that risk and end up over there if it doesn't work out? If the answer is yes, take the risk. If the answer is no, don't take the risk. Because that thing could happen and then you'll be screwed. Okay? What you will find is that most of the time, the bottom of the barrel, the worst thing that could happen to you, isn't that bad at all. And you can handle it. That's how you'll end up taking more risks. Do you see? I love this teaching thing, man. My energy, I need to share a link of Marie Diamond's energy, energy numbers down below. I'll share a link down below. Find out what your energy number is. We need to do a whole video on that as well because I'm teacher energy number 5. So I love teaching. I love helping people obviously make sense of my whole journey, everything that you guys know about me. And I don't know, just finishing that part of part 2 of asking yourself that question, I just had a beautiful feeling come over me of, I really enjoy doing this. People, live in your passion. I'm gonna quickly diverge for 8 seconds. Live in your passion, live in your purpose. Because when you are there, life is so beautiful. Back to the video. So, part 3, solution. I want you to ask yourself a second question, and this is part 3. The second question is, if I only had 7 days to live, or 14 days, basically, if I only had the amount of time left of this opportunity, so the project or whatever the risk is, let's say the risk was, I don't know, building your dream house, yeah? So building your dream house, let's say that takes 2 years. If you only had 2 years left to live, would you do the thing? Would you build your dream house? So you can rest knowing that you built your dream house for your family and all your friends and they can enjoy it and they can remember you by it. Is that what you want? Would you do it? If the answer is yes, which 95% of the time, 90% of the time it is yes, you should be doing it. If you have 2 years left to live and your risk that you're assessing takes 2 years, and ask yourself, if I only had 2 more years to live, would I do it? Because what you're doing there is you're stripping away the fallacy that all humans have. I have it, every human has it, where we think we're going to live forever. We're not. We can live for a long time. Like I think in my lifetime, we'll get to 300-400 years with stem cell replacement and all that stuff. We'll get into that another time. But I think we'll live for 300-400 years in my lifetime with all of the technology that's coming out and biotech. But I don't think we'll be able to live forever yet. And we've never been able to live forever. Even till now, we can't live forever. So, but we have this fallacy, because we don't know when we're going to die, we have this fallacy that we will have tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes and we'll have another tomorrow. That's not guaranteed. The Muslims know it, everything's in Allah's hands. The Christians know it, they're still in God's hands. The Tibetan monks know it. Like every religion knows that it's not in our hands. And non-religions like Stoicism, they all know it's not in our hands. We can only control what we can control. And so whilst you're there chilling, thinking that you're going to get tomorrow, that tomorrow is not guaranteed. So when you ask yourself this deep question of, if I died in 2 years' time and I have 2 years to build my dream house, would I do it? The reason why the answer is yes is because you now know you're dying in 2 years. But now you don't know that. You could be dying tomorrow. What haven't you done today? Think about that. You feel me? So, question number 2, solution part 3, is to ask yourself, if I was to die in this time frame of this opportunity, if I was to die, would I do it? Would I get it done so that I know it's done and I've achieved that? off my bucket list. 90% of the time, the answer is going to be yes. So go and do it. My friends, the time is 10:50. It's supposed to be 10 minutes. It ended up being 20. And I loved every minute of it. Part 4 of the blueprint is cancelled for today. I'm so sorry. Tomorrow, I will get you guys onto Google Calendar and we will blast through the next document so that I can give that to you guys on Tuesday as well. So it's okay. You waited a little bit longer to get this Google Calendar thing done, but at least you then get the next thing literally a few days after, which is going to be on Tuesday. We're going to go into the sleep tracker. So you guys are going to see my sleep tracker, how I track my sleep. You guys are going to rip me to shreds because I've been doing 2-hour nights, 3-hour nights, and sleeping in the day, but that's not the point. I've been doing stupid nights, and that's not the way to build an empire and change the world, because my brain is not optimal, even though I do a lot of optimal things, which doesn't defeat the fact that I need my sleep. So yes, you guys are going to rip me to shreds, and then we'll get over that, whatever, and then we'll grow, and you will have your sleep tracker, and I've got my sleep tracker. We're going to be tracking our sleep together. Okay, so my eyes are closing on this video. I need sleep. I've done a lot of my nighttime routine on the train back. So done my journal, done my reading, a lot of that stuff. And I'm gonna go sleep. It's 10:50, basically 11 p.m. My name is Pierre Yamfam. This is Get Out of Your Way. Day 24. Oof, today was very, very good, and I'm very, very happy. And I will catch you in tomorrow's episode, day 25. Peace.